Just two dudes having a conversation. You're my friend and I trust you.
Two, one. Oh boy.
I was early.
You were early? You were way late.
Oh, well,
from my perspective. We've got a delay.
But actually, it would make sense.
It would even out.
Yeah, it should even out.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. This will be a test.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
I can just whoop, whoop, whoop. As long as I have those claps. That's all I need.
That'll be nice and confusing for you.
For sure. Welcome to the podcast.
The podcast, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah.
I
don't want to be on the Barricade Talk Show. I don't want to be too loud. I don't want to be too loud.
Is there someone around you?
Oh, there's people all around me because I'm in an apartment now.
That's true. For the listeners, we are back trying out this new finagled technology that hopefully you don't even notice.
It's been a headache and a half so far on our ends. So we're putting in the work to bring you guys something that you didn't ask for.
I think maybe only one person asked for.
Yeah, my sister. She consistently bugs me. When's the podcast coming out?
So, all that said, Donnie is now in Nashville, Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro, about a half hour south of Nashville.
And I am still here in the beautiful white north.
Is it white? Do you got snow up there?
We do.
You got a lot of snow?
No, not really. I mean, just a little bit north of us did, but there might be an inch on the ground right now. But it's cold.
I wish I was there.
What's it like there?
It's snow. So yesterday, so Emily wakes up and then she's in the bathroom, and then when she comes out, I'll roll out of bed and I'll do my bathroom stuff. While I was in the bathroom, she was getting ready to leave and she texted me, "It's snowing." So I go out when I'm done in the bathroom, I look out and there's like a dusting of snow on the ground. And in the time it took me to make a cup of coffee, it was mainly gone.
That's a bummer.
So it was a huge bummer. Yeah. But it's like, it's kind of brisk today. Like I have to wear a jacket when I go outside, which is great. I'm just so not looking forward to like probably 2 months from now when it starts to get hot. And then this summer is just going to be so brutal.
You'll just be constantly sweaty.
I've just resigned to that I will be sweaty all the time. I don't know if I'm going to have to be like one of those dudes that just carries around like a towel on his shoulder all the time.
Sweat rag.
A sweat rag, because I will just be sweating. Like half of my wardrobe I can't wear. Like this shirt, I'm wearing a gray shirt. Can't wear that because it'll just be a huge sweat ring on this shirt.
Go get boob sweat.
Under boob sweat. I get like sweat down my back. So like the back will just be soaked.
The worst is when you're back sweating and you feel it trickle down into your butt crack.
I hate that so much.
It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. And you're like, can people see this?
Right.
If they can see it as much as I feel it, we got a problem.
So aside from that, what you been up to?
Mainly just working, getting married. Yeah.
That was our listeners. They haven't heard from us, I think, since before Christmas, technically, when we recorded it.
Really? Has it been that long?
We released it much later, but I think we recorded it before Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Get out of town. Well, shoot. What has happened in our lives then? I've gotten married.
You got married, which is probably the biggest thing that's happened in our lives.
Yeah. I would say
Your
so.
life, our collective life.
Right. almost married you.
You
by
did
mistake.
almost marry. Almost.
So I want to tell. This is the thing I wanted to talk about probably the most today was the first look. Typically it's like the groom is turned around and the bride comes up behind him and he'll turn around and see his bride for the first time. So we were doing that and everyone's like, "Oh, Emily, you're so beautiful." And I'm so excited to see my wife right now, my future, very soon to be wife. And everyone, somebody let out a gasp, a small sob. And then I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn around and I see you in the tightest of wedding dresses, boots, and a veil holding a bouquet.
Did you notice what the bouquet was?
Oh yeah, it was gummy bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give me anything to hold, but I was like,
yeah,
I feel like I should be holding something.
Gotta hold something.
Yeah. So we had a bag of gummy bears. I was like, I'm going to take this. It was one of... Good.
Go ahead.
It was one of those things that Emily asked me about it shortly after you guys got engaged, like early on in the
That's what she said. That's what she said, that very early on, she was like, you have to do this.
And it was one of those things at the time, I was like, yeah, sure. That'd be funny. But I said it half thinking, it's not actually going to happen. We won't have time and they'll change plans. And then as it got closer, she got a wedding dress for me. And then it got closer and then I had a veil. And, but then when we were the day of, we were all getting dressed in the groom's dressing room. And I knew we were supposed to have a photographer come and take pictures of the guys getting dressed. And I think she ran late or something. We were waiting on her at some point, but I was trying not to get fully dressed because I knew I had to take off everything I had put on and put a wedding dress on in that time frame. And so I don't know if you noticed, I was really lollygagging. And
yeah, I was offering to help you tie your shoes because our pants, all of our pants were so tight we couldn't bend down to tie our shoes. So we were tying each other's shoes.
So I tied your shoes and I was purposely just leaving mine and trying to, and you're like, I can help you tie your shoes. I was like, okay. And so I really slowly walked over and grabbed them and I loosened every lace trying to and I stretched it out long enough to where I didn't have to get my shoes on before I had to take everything back off. But
yeah. Oh, that was so great. But it was great for me because I was nervous. Just anxiety was high that day. Mm-hmm. And then just to kind of start everything off with that was a good, it eased the tension a whole bunch.
Well, good.
It was nice.
Good.
How did you feel about being in a dress in front of all those people? And
I was insanely aware of my nipples. I don't know if you noticed them, but
they were probably one of the first things I noticed, actually.
I put the dress on and I think it was Noah. It was like, do you want me to find some tape for you? He's like, because you're basically popping out of that dress. And I was like, oh man. And then obviously I was just wearing my underwear underneath of it. And as a guy, I've never been in very many situations where I'm walking in front of groups of people just in basically a piece of sheet.
Right.
And my underpants on. And so I felt very exposed.
Very drafty.
Very drafty. The boots were, I think, Noah's idea as well. It was a last minute touch.
The boots were a really nice touch.
Yeah.
They were a great touch.
Literally had to curl my toes the whole time.
Were they his?
Yeah, they weren't mine. They were his.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, man. So overall, from your perspective, how did the wedding go? It went off without a hitch. We didn't have any problems leading up or during. But from your perspective, how was it?
I think it went pretty well. I had basically two milestones in my head that I was trying to get through.
Okay.
One was the first look.
Okay.
I was very worried about the timing of that.
Yeah.
because I didn't want to spoil it or and whatnot.
Right.
So once I got past that, then it was the speech. And also the rings. Did I tell you about the ring situation?
No. Did you have a fiasco on your end?
A little bit.
Did I forget to give you the ring?
No. Also, I still have the box, by the way. I forgot to put it in your car.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I think you gave me the box. Somebody gave me the box early on in the day.
Yeah.
No, the photographer. The photographer came back and was like, hey, here are the rings. So I grabbed the box and I was like, thanks. And I told the guys, I was like, I'm putting this in my jacket pocket just so everyone is aware. So I put it in.
I remember you saying that.
Yes. Okay. So then I think you were out doing something and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to look at them because I haven't actually seen them. And that way I know what I'm handling when I hand them to Corey.
Mm-hmm.
So I open the box, look at it, and it's just your ring. I was like, I said, they said that they gave me both rings, right? I was asking Noah. He was like, yeah. I was like, does this look like both rings to you? He's like, no, dude, that's just Donnie's. It's like, crap. And so like I was freaking out. And so I went down and got Mandy. I was like, Mandy, come here. And I was like, do you have the other ring? And she was like, very funny. I was like, no, seriously. I opened it up to her and it was just your ring. She's like, where's the other ring? I was like, I don't know. I was never given it. And so like we're kind of both freaking out together, debating what we're going to do because we don't want to go ask Emily or ask you, where are the ring? Where's Emily's ring? I was like, I haven't touched it. I just opened it to check it. And so, I don't remember why I did, but I grabbed your ring out and here they had put Emily's ring inside of your ring and then put it in the box and you can't see Emily's.
It was like wedged in there.
No, like, so, it was just on the inner circle of your ring. Her ring fits inside there. And then they put it in together.
I see.
Yeah. I was like, oh, the biggest sigh of relief I think I've had in my life. So that was the big fiasco for me.
Okay. I wasn't even aware that had happened. I don't even think Emily was either. I'm going to tell her about this later and she'll probably be like, I had no idea.
That was the goal, is to not, like, there was a ton of things apparently that went wrong at our wedding that we didn't find out until like months later.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, because we were driving away, like we were pulling out and like talking over stuff. And I was like, man, like nothing went wrong. And she was like, yeah, nothing went wrong. So apparently there was just garbage fires happening all around us. Go ahead.
I was going to ask how the car ride was.
From the church to the hotel?
Yeah, we obviously loaded all your presents in the car for you.
I don't know if I found them all yet, but we're like putting our bags like with our clothes into the car. Everything else has been loaded up by you guys, my groomsmen. And like I'm throwing bags in. I'm like, there are condoms everywhere in this vehicle. We checked, like, I haven't like really gone through with like a fine tooth comb of my car yet, but I've found some in like very clever hiding spots. Like I found the ones that you put underneath the floor mats. I found the one that you like wedged up into that space in the lid of my trunk. I was walking, like we got to the hotel that night and then stayed the night. And then in the morning, walking back to the car, I noticed a condom peeking out from behind the license plate, the rear license plate on my car.
I'm so stoked that one stayed.
I think did I text you a picture of that one?
It was either you texted me a picture.
It was either you. I took a picture of it and texted it to Noah. I think I'll send it to you. But like I came out like there it was. So I'm waiting for like the next time I have to take my car into the shop to have it worked on, and they just find condoms all over my car.
I will say I think there was 3 boxes that we put in there.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh my goodness. We got on our way down to where we had our honeymoon. We'd honeymoon in Pigeon Forge. On our way down there, we took all of our cards that we got and we opened them up and took all the cash out to spend on our honeymoon.
Mm.
And then I had been like going through my car at the hotel before we left, like trying to find all like the condoms that were sitting like on the dash and in the back seat, like super noticeable, because I just didn't want to be driving around in a condom car. And I had put all those in my breast pocket as well. So we got to our cabin in Pigeon Forge and I just like took out a massive handful of cash and condoms and plopped it down on the table. So our kitchen table was just covered in money and condoms.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, we were talking about like what all we should do. And they were saying how, I don't remember who, one of you guys' friends, their groomsmen like open the condoms and put them over things.
Oh,
like shifter.
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then
no.
like also use lube.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would just piss me off because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously condoms have lube with them as well. And that's just everywhere.
Right.
And so we didn't open them. I thought it'd be funny to somehow fasten one to the end of your tailpipe. And when you turned it on, it would just blow up.
Or maybe it would be like super stretchy and then just not. And I would have a massive, huge condom blown up behind my car.
Oh,
that was great. I definitely found it more humorous than Emily did. But
really?
yeah.
Also, I will say, so we popped, when we were loading your gifts in,
Yeah.
we popped your trunk and you had a snare drum and a full-size spare tire along with like this huge duffel bag.
Yeah.
Like, where the heck are we supposed to put everything?
Yeah, I was surprised that you guys fit everything in there. Honestly, I wasn't expecting you to. I should have told you guys beforehand, like, hey, if you can't fit everything, no worries. Like, just give it to my parents. So how did the cleanup go?
Pretty well, actually. I mean, it didn't take super long.
Yeah.
I think I was home by 11 something.
Okay. That's not bad.
And so yeah. Yeah, there was a few people who were just there that stayed and helped.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know who they were, but
That's good. That was like, it was really great just leaving and like, I don't have to worry about any of this stuff, but I wish we would have left differently. Like I had my speech where I was like, we just want to thank you all so much for coming. It means the world to us. I gave a speech like that, like halfway through the reception. I was supposed to give that at the end and then be like, you guys can stay if you want, but we're leaving. That was going to be our hard out. And then we were just going to blow past everybody and leave. But for some reason, I did that in the middle of the reception and then we did not have a hard out. So it was just like we were seeing tables and then it was like, okay, we need to leave. And then like half hour later, like, okay, really, we need to go. And like 15 minutes later, like we are leaving right now. And then it was like people kept like bumping into us on our way out. And like as we were on our way out, people were already cleaning up because like a whole bunch of people had already cleared out. And I was like, I feel really bad just standing around in the middle of people cleaning up. So let's just leave.
yeah.
So finally we got out of there. But it was nice having people do that. But at the same time, I felt bad just like leaving you guys to do all that.
Just know that that's the one time in your life that you get to do that.
That's true.
Now, any other wedding you're associated with,
I have to
clean
stay and
up.
help.
Yep. Yeah, as I was cleaning up, I was like, man, I like this a lot better at my wedding. I just got to leave.
Yeah. Oh, man. But what's been going on in your life? That's what's been going on in mine. The wedding, and now I'm down here. But what's been going on in yours?
Not a whole heck of a ton. Just trying to think. I did Corey and Mandy's 6-month pictures last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go for that?
We went to Silver Creek, which is it's in Norton, Ohio, which is about 10 minutes or so north of my house.
Okay. It's like a park?
Yeah, it's one of the metro parks of Cleveland.
Gotcha.
Which actually, I was listening to a podcast at work yesterday. What's it called? Because it's a true crime podcast. It's called The Clearing.
Okay.
It's by Pineapple Street Media. But it's about this dude who I don't know if they technically classified him as a serial killer or not. But it happened in 2009 that his daughter ended up turning him in because at this point he was in his 70s, I think, and she was grown, but like she always remembered her dad doing weird things growing up. He was abusive. They moved around just like very suddenly. Like they lived in Florida, Wisconsin, Colorado. And he would just like come home and with a U-Haul and they were moving. And so all these years, like she wouldn't sleep very well. And so at night she would get up and just like go on Google and try to find something that he might have done in any of these areas that they lived.
Yeah.
And anyway, there was a connection in Wisconsin and that's what she ended up turning him in for. But then throughout that whole investigation, they found all these different crimes that he committed through all these different states. And they lived in Doylestown, Ohio for a while.
Really?
Which is about 10 minutes north of me.
Yeah.
And there was a murder at Silver Creek Park back in, I think, 80s or 70s or 80s. Anyway, 2 teens got murdered there. And it was actually him who murdered him. But they didn't find that out until, I think, 2010 or so.
Wow.
So anyway, there's a murder at Silver Creek. I didn't know that. And I haven't told my wife that. She probably wouldn't want to go back. But anyway, that's where we went last night and took pictures.
How romantic.
Yeah. But
wow.
So been doing that. Got a few photography stuff coming up. Got a couple worship gigs coming up. So
where are you leading worship at?
I'm actually leading worship at some seminar thing that OCC is doing on a Saturday.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they were like, "Hey, you want just a couple hours on Saturday morning?" And
that's how they're going to suck
I was
you
like,
back
"Sure." So I'm doing that coming up in March, and then filling in at Millersburg Christian Church in August for 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
cool. That's exciting, man.
And then we're headed to Chicago in March. So
vacation. Yeah. Oh no, you're seeing Ben Rector, aren't you?
Yeah, Ben Rector, acoustic tour.
That's right. And I think Allie was texting Emily about the cabin company that we rented through.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys wanting to do like a Great Smoky Mountain vacation?
Yeah, for the first 2 years that we were married, each fall we went down to Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
And, it was just nice, especially in that season of when I was working. Like the beginning of fall was coming off of a really busy season, so we would always try to get away and just relax. And it's a great area to just slow down.
Oh, for sure.
And so we didn't do it last year, so we were thinking we might do that again this year.
Our cabin was closer to Pigeon Forge, and I definitely like Gatlinburg a lot better. We went to Gatlinburg 2 days out of the week that we were down there, and both of those days I think were my favorite days of the honeymoon, because it's so beautiful, and it's like tucked in to the mountains, and it was snowing the days that we went, so it was awesome. Yeah, I would recommend definitely staying in Gatlinburg. I wanted to do, they have a gravity coaster that like goes through the mountains, and then like you have a break. It's just like a monorail type thing. You have a break and stuff, and you can go as fast or as slow as you want. And I wanted to do that, but it was like sleet snowing the one day that we were thinking about it, and then it just got too cold the rest of the week. And I just didn't feel like it. But maybe go back and do that. But Emily and I were talking, like, we really want to do, like, if Mandy and Corey, Mandy's Emily's sister, if Mandy and her current boyfriend end up getting married or something, or engaged or whatever, we want to do Mandy, Corey, you and Allie, and then me and Emily, and rent a massive cabin down there.
That'd be fun.
I think that'd be a ton of fun. Yeah. There's cabins with like indoor pools,
which is crazy.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. There's like 16 bedroom cabins that are used for like corporate retreats and stuff.
Yeah.
With like 3 kitchens and whatnot. I'm excited. Emily's been really involved with the church that she's been going to down here. Mm-hmm. And now I'm getting involved with it as well. We just this morning we're at a prayer hour where you just go and you pray for an hour and people talk a little bit and there's music, and it was really, really good. But I'm on the worship team the end of March, and I'm doing sound middle of March. But
nice.
Not at all excited for sound. I hate doing live sound. I hate doing live sound. It's so stressful.
So why are you doing it?
Because he requested me, and I was like, fine, I'll do it.
That's how they suck you in.
That's right. Yeah. But Emily's been, she's had like this life philosophy for the past couple months that I've really admired. Of she doesn't say, like, every time she wants to say no to something, just because she really doesn't want to do it, she makes herself say yes and do it. And like, she's had a lot of like really awesome moments because of that, like saying no to stuff like that she's like intimidated to do or scared to do or just really doesn't want to do. So I've been trying to say yes to more stuff, with the end game of like working on my anxiety and trying to get over, or to just not get over, but just because it's like a muscle. If you don't work it, it becomes soft. But if you work it a lot, it strengthens the social anxiety, at least for me. So I'm just trying to say yes to more stuff and like get out, because I can see myself becoming very reclused here in the apartment. And I think that would be a horrible thing of like, I'm just always at the apartment. I think that would be bad for me mentally. Yeah. So I'm trying to do stuff that gets me out of the house.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys watched the movie Yes Man?
No.
Have you seen it?
It's been forever. Like, I think I was like a wee little kid when I saw that movie last.
I love how you were a wee little kid, and I remember that coming out pretty vividly.
Yeah. Yeah. How much? You're 3 years or 4 years older than me? 3 years?
I'm never really sure.
How old are you? 28?
Yes. I just turned 28.
Okay. Well, I will be turning 25.
Okay.
In June.
So 3.5 years.
Yeah, 3.5 years. Because you're like the same age as my sister.
Yes.
Who is about to have her 4th, 4 kid.
She was extremely pregnant at the wedding.
Oh, yeah. She still hasn't had the baby yet. And she was like ready to pop at the wedding.
Because we were joking about she was singing the song during the ceremony.
Yeah.
And side stage, we were talking about like, do you think if she breaks water that
right.
she would just tough it out and sing the song? Or
I honestly think that she would have, because she like looked me dead in my eyes and was like, I will have the baby in the bathroom of the church if I have to. I'm not missing your wedding. So I think that she would have powered through.
That's pretty solid. I mean, granted, I guess the 4th one.
Yeah. It like should be no problem.
I'm pretty sure you're just like, boop.
Yeah. Just there it is.
Childbirth. Boop.
Yep.
Done.
For some reason, she can't do an epidural or anything.
That's a bummer.
I don't know why. Is it if you miss one? Like if you don't have an epidural, the first, like for a pregnancy, then all of your pregnancies after that, you can't?
Great question. Never had a pregnancy.
This is a question we should know, or at least not be this ignorant about. But for some, or maybe she has like an allergic reaction to it or something, but for some reason she can't do an epidural. So like I think her past 2 or 3 she hasn't had pain medication for, which is ridiculous.
It's pretty solid.
I couldn't even imagine.
So props to you, women.
Yeah, you are honestly true heroes. And then we just watch. We got the easy end of this deal.
Pass out, eat some ice chips.
That's what we do, the men.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Pass out, and then I'm golden.
Eat some ice chips. Really make it about me.
Cause a scene.
Do you think, because there's a possibility that we could eventually move back to Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
If we do, who knows if we'll be close to you? I'm hoping neighbors. But
Correct.
do you think that I will be or you will be present at either one of our wife's births? I feel like we talked about this before. But do you think that you will be there when I have my first child?
Like you're talking in the birthing room?
Not in the birthing room, but
Okay.
just in the hospital. Like you're holding my hand.
You're holding Emily's hand. I have you by the other hand.
Yeah.
I'm sure Emily would really appreciate that.
Oh, she really would. She's gonna bust in this door behind me and just kick me in the teeth right now.
No, I would think so. I mean, especially if you're back up here in Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll make a point. Like I'm gonna, even if I'm still down here, I'm gonna have a bag packed, a go bag ready to go.
back.
As soon as I get that call, I'm on the road.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
I kind of wish things were still like this, but also it's like, it's probably good that we have progressed as a society. But I like the days back in like the 40s and the 50s where like all the men stayed out in a room and like smoked cigarettes and cigars and waited for the kid to be born. And then the doctor would come in. It's a boy. Yeah. That image in my mind it's like, that's what I would prefer to do. But also I should be by my wife's side.
Probably.
In that moment.
Yes. This podcast has really changed.
How so?
Like we mentioned it a few minutes ago,
Yeah.
but like just our topics.
Yeah.
You get married and now we're talking about old man
Oh, yeah.
things and having kids.
It's exciting stuff now.
It's crazy how it changes.
Oh, yeah. Like 5 years ago, me would be like, you freaking dweeb. This is the boringest stuff ever.
By the way, did you see the stock market crashed?
Yeah, I did. Because of the coronavirus.
Is that what they're blaming it on?
Yeah. I think it was the coronavirus is what caused that. Also, did you see that 38% of Americans polled will not drink Corona beer right now because of the coronavirus?
Yes.
We're so stupid.
Dumb.
We're so dumb. Also, did you see that Trump said it's a hoax?
Did he really?
He said the coronavirus is a hoax and CNN is escalating it beyond what it is.
Of course.
We're all going to die. We're all going to get coroned.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good life. At least you got married.
Yeah. Yeah, at least I got married. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, just wash your hands. Wash your hands a lot. Try not to touch your face so much. And that's the best way to prevent.
I've read so many different things about it. Like,
Yeah.
it all depends on who you listen to. Like,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people are saying that when testing is more readily available or whatever, that the mortality rate will go down because more people have actually had it and been fine.
I see.
That's what they think. But
Okay.
because right now mortality rate on it is actually high for what it is. Like it's higher than the regular flu, but
Right.
it's because the scope of how many people have had it is smaller because I guess testing and whatnot. So
Right. Also, you think of like how many people have been killed from it. I think right now it's at like 2,800, and put that in scope of like the world. How many people are on the world? That's pretty small.
Right.
Does the flu still kill people, or not the flu, but like a cold, like a common cold? Are people still dying from that?
Well, that's the thing. Like you can. It all depends on underlying conditions. I think, like elderly,
right,
depending on their body makeup, if they get a common cold, could kill them.
Right.
Because
I do know people are still dying from the flu. Like people will get the flu and die, but like I'm not worried about that. Like I am the coronavirus.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know, man. I don't have my kazoo.
Yeah.
I realized that at the beginning of this episode, and I'm so sad.
I know, it's sitting right here. I'm looking at it.
You should frame it, hang it up on your wall.
In memoriam.
In memoriam. Yeah. R.I.P. in peace.
That's right. R.I.P. in peace.
Well, do you want to wrap this up here?
Let's wrap it out.
Man, I don't have the table in front of me. You're going to have to read off all of our socials.
I don't have the table in front of me either.
What do you do? Did you get rid of the table?
Well, it's downstairs.
No.
Yeah, remember? Because I built the desk and...
Oh, I forgot about all that. An end of an era.
And I almost asked you if you wanted to take it with you, but
No,
I figured
don't want that thing.
I figured I have a house and you're moving into an apartment, so it'll stay in my basement until...
Dude, storage is already gone here. Like, the day we moved in, we're like, oh, we ran out of space. That was before she had all her stuff and before I had all my stuff down here. Yeah. And then it's just been like I definitely like, don't get me wrong. I love the generosity of everybody and like the getting of the gifts for the wedding. But at the same time, I'm like, please stop. Because we're out
too
of
much.
room.
Too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you're going to have to do all our socials. All I remember is itrustyoupodcast@gmail.com, where you can write us in. Please do and tell us what you might want us to talk about, because we can't just shoot from the hip all the time, guys.
No, we cannot. It'll turn into an old man fest now because we're both married.
That's all we're going to talk about. Do you want to talk about the stock market? Do you want to talk about home equity loans? Tune into this podcast unless you write us in.
You can find us on Instagram at My Friend Podcast.
Is that our Twitter too? My Friend Podcast?
I don't remember. I remember it's like super confusing now.
We should know these things. We're both like frantically on our phones trying to find it out. Let's see. Oh, at My Friend Podcast at twitter.com. We hardly ever tweet. I think we've transitioned more now to Instagram more than anything else, honestly.
That's very true. Very true.
Pudge is just over there texting.
No, I am actually posting on our Instagram right now.
Oh, really? I was going to do that. I just switched over. I was going to do it.
Put up on our story.
You post a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, you put it up on our story? Okay, well, I'll take a picture. Wait, no, I'll do a story too. If you go into our Instagram stories, you can see the pictures that Pudge and I just spent 5 minutes of your lives taking. In my picture, you will see a painting of Saturn devouring his son that is up on my wall. That is my favorite painting of all time.
Nice.
I bought that without permission, and now that is something that I need to be aware of, that I need to discuss purchases with my wife.
It's a hard lesson.
Especially stuff that she vehemently hates. Which is this painting. Well, I do have a harmonica if you want to do our outro that way.
Okay.
Do you
Just
still have your
FYI,
kazoo?
I do. I actually also have a harmonica.
Oh, nice.
I do not see your selfie post.
Really?
Oh, wait. Nope. Just popped up. We're good.
No,
We're
I posted it. I posted it. Yeah.
Yep. Man,
It's
you
on
got
there.
like a little trackball mouse.
Oh, dude. Heck yeah. I use that for work, for editing. It makes editing so much easier.
Nice.
That's not my main rig, though. My main rig is to the right of me.
Okay. So I'm grabbing my
Grab that
harmonica. Kazoo.
Can you do both at the same time?
Maybe. Let me see if I can find the harmonica. I'll be right back.
I'll just I'll tickle the listeners' ears a little bit. Oh, he can't hear me because he took his headphones off and we're not in the same room. I could just say mean things about him.
You can't.
I won't. Oh, he can still hear me. Oh no. Okay, I won't say mean things. I used to be able to do it like a train on my harmonica. It's like 2 in, 2 out, breath wise. I'm not as good as it anymore. We'll get back to you. If you're actually still listening at this point of the podcast, hats off to you, and let us know. Let me know how I sounded just then on the harmonica. Write in. Tell us. So I don't know how this is going to work because I have a harmonica. You got your kazoo.
Yeah, I couldn't find my harmonica.
Bummer. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thanks for sticking around if you're still here. Pudge, it was great to see you, even though it's via Skype. I miss you a ton, buddy.
I miss you too.
Oh, you're going to make me cry, just like you did at the speech at my wedding. It was a good speech, by the way. Hats off to you.
I was going to ask if you even remembered it.
I do, yeah. I don't remember the whole thing, but I remember bits and pieces. I also liked how like you just had notes on it and like you spoke. Like your public speaking has gotten really good since you had to be a worship minister.
I appreciate that.
Talk in front of people. It was really good. Me and Emily like both commented on that.
Yeah,
like how you didn't read it. You just had notes and went off those notes.
Yeah, I have a very hard time balancing that because I can be a little Michael Scott-ish if I'm not enough organized. So,
Yeah.
But also I didn't want to just like read it. So appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good. Yep. All right. That sounded so out of sync. That was so hard to do.
I'm really interested to see how that will line up, like
Yeah,
with our recordings.
For sure.
All right, brother.
All right, dude. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Keep it real.
Stay sweet.
Stay classy.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.